Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Admiral Pegasus, and on today's show we are going to be talking about this lovely lady here, Carol Marcus from the Wrath of Khan Synergy Group. Yes, I am doing an officer video. Now, it has been a while since I've done an officer video, but I thought I'd jump back in and at least show this one off. I do have one other officer from the Synergy Group, Leonard McCoy, but he's below deck and I've not really looked into him too much, so I will look into him and potentially do a video on him during Wrath of Khan Part 2 in June. So keep an eye out for that video. It will come round eventually, maybe. But looking at this officer, she is an epic. She was sourced through the usual means of material spending through the month of May. I was fortunate to get her, so it means I could actually do a video. And this one thing that seems to be very hard for myself to do is officer videos, because it's very hard to even source even the rares during the month unless you've got plenty of materials to spend, or you spend a little bit of money. But that aside, let's jump into what we've actually got. So this officer has two abilities. She doesn't have a command officer ability, so there's no waste of time putting her in the command seat. You can do for a throwaway ship, like if you don't actually have to fight during territory, you might as well just put her on the ship on her own, let her go up off just to collect your points. But if you are working, if you have got territory fights going on, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it, because even putting her below deck, sadly, is not actually going to work for you in a PvP situation, because this is when you take hull damage against red dot hostiles. Yes, it says non-armada hostiles, and what she'll do is she'll increase your own shield mitigation by 5%. Now that is actually pretty decent. So I'm not quite sure how I could actually show that off in a battle log, but we'll give it a go a little bit later on. So it is cumulative. It does stack with the more weapons that's fired. So these hostiles that we're up against in augment space have 4 weapons, so that's potential 20% increase to shield mitigation. Now, just a quick recap of how shield mitigation works. Basically, if you've got a 1,000-point shot, so much of that, X amount of that, is blasted off into space. So we say 1,000 point, and say 60% of that is blasted off into space, dissipated, it's gone, it's no longer there. That leaves 40% shots of the remaining, so basically 400 points. Of those 400 points, 80% of it is absorbed by your shields. So whatever's left is 20%. So 80% of 400 points is what? Yeah, is 300. So 300 points are absorbed by your shields, and then the final 100 points is taking damage onto your hull. Basically, what she's doing is she's just increasing that shield mitigation, basically saying the shields are going to absorb a little bit more. Now, 5% on 80% is not really an awful lot. So like I said, that 300 points in that particular point, you're looking at what, 15 points. Hang on, let me work that one right. Yeah, about 15 points. So realistically, it is small. It's not a lot, especially when you've got big ships, but it does stack. It can get bigger. Like I say, it does stack. It's for one round, a potential 20% mitigation added to your shields there. So a potential like 60 points out of the 300. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, right, really, I'm not even going to try showing that off, because it's just going to get too much into maths. It's going to make this video way too long. But what we can show off today is her officer ability, which is increasing the loot drop from the augment hostiles. So these are all going to be all the different types of splicers, all the different rarities from common right through to epic. As you can see, it starts off at 150%, which is cracking. It's brilliant. We do have the favor in the augment store, which gives you, when you've actually maxed it out, which I've already done, 100%. She's a hell of a lot better than that. So it is actually great to see. And as you can see, it tops out at 700% at rank 5. So yeah, we will show this one off today. Now, oh hello, I didn't mean to bring that one up. I wanted that button there. Traits. Now, Carol Marcus, in fact, the Wrath of Khan officers are bringing new traits to the table. So as you can see here from these priority 1 away teams that I've literally just chopped the interface section telling you your percentages. Sadly, not one of these actually has got Carol's traits. So, but the new traits coming in with Carol here is intelligent, resilient, and confident. These are new traits added in, which are priority 1 away team. So, Wrath of Khan officers you may want to consider for away teams specifically. I mean, I don't know what officer. I don't know if Landon McCoy's even got the ones I've got on screen here. But Elho, we'll see what that does. Now, costings for Carol is literally going to be these. It's a total of 1,500 shards, which is pretty standard for an epic in the game. It usually tops out around about 1,500 shards for an epic officer. Sometimes it goes a little bit higher, sometimes it's just a fraction lower, depending on the value of this officer. Given the fact it's 800, I'd say this is probably a mid-range officer, really, from Scopely's particular point of view. Now, as you can see as well, it takes Federation credits as well, and it's going to take a total of 42,100. So pretty cheap. I've got 25,000 here on display at the minute. So yeah, I'm over halfway there. The badges she's also going to need is the science badges. She is a science officer, hazard by this. And then obviously the extra currency you are going to need is the Pioneer's chest. You are going to need 205,000 of these things to max Carol out. So unless you're prepared to spend vast amounts of money on the Pioneer chest currency, it's going to take you a long time to actually level her up. But that's in order to actually get the shards. Now, as it comes for shard sourcing, at the time of recording, the only sourcing was actually during its initial month of launch through the material spend. And there were some shards in the battle pass as well. However, beyond that, there is a partial unlock coming in the form of the Wrath of Khan Part 2 with an update to the Augment store, which is going to see her included, but it falls under being able to have the USS Reliant. Now, I haven't got the information to hand in front of me. I should have written that down, but if I remember off the top of my head, you need the epic side of this, which basically means you're going to need to be tier 15 or higher on the Reliant just to actually get a 4 attempts at pulling her, 4 successful attempts I might add, to get a partial unlock. So it's 100, I think it was about 100 shards to unlock Carol. So basically you're looking at around about 50 shards to actually get her, maybe just a little bit over. I'm not quite sure what they will consider a partial. Usually I would say half, but hey ho. But again, that's requiring a Reliant. Hopefully I'll put the information actually on screen about where it is you need to be. So that should tell you roughly what tier you need the Reliant at. So yeah, you still got a long way to go before you can actually source her. If there's any other form of sourcing at the minute, I really do not know. But this is Scopely. When new officers are launched, if they don't actually give you permanent sourcing straight away, it could take a few months to actually get that sourcing. So now, officers at the time of recording, we've only got these 2 officers available for Synergy. But coming in the next arc, we know for a fact we've got Montgomery Scott. And I've heard on the grapevine we're also going to get Savick. I don't know how true that one is, but I'm not privy to that information. But I have heard it on the grapevine. So I'm going to say it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So these 2 officers will also synergy with Carol as well. But hence the reason I haven't got screenshots of Savick, because, like I say, we don't actually know. But yeah. She, like I say, she isn't a command officer, so putting her on the bridge and synergizing with the others is not really going to be much benefit to you, but it is what it is. Now we've had a look at all that, let's actually see Carol in action. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Augment Space given the fact that that is her ability. So here I've got the Eviscerator out ready, already in Kylie, a level 454 system, and we're going to be using this particular ship here. We're going to use the Sanctus. At current, this is the crew I've actually got on the bridge. Now, bearing in mind, this is a bridge officer ability, so she's going to replace the Doctor on this one. And at the minute, all the Doctor's doing for me is increasing my armor, deflection, and dodge. So basically my mitigation, my standard mitigation. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the Sanctus out. We're going to hit a hostile and show you the loot that I actually got off that hostile. But as well, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a number of kills to show you the difference of the number of officers you actually get in comparison to the amount of cargo you're actually going to get. Because what I can tell you right now is Carol will mean less kills, but more loot. And I'm actually going to show you that. Now, another downside as well is she doesn't have reputation boost, so we can't increase our reputation, which is sad really, because it would be nice if we could. So what we're going to do is going to get the Doctor out there straight away. I'm going to clear off the items, because this is particularly the best way to know how many hostiles you've actually killed. Is it going to click over? Yep, there it goes. Best way, because obviously the more recent hostiles coming in have basically been dropping loot at a nice little steady rate. So get that out of the way. I'm just going to wait for the hostile to come at me, because I know there's one due. There he is, there's a 54. Now, a neat little trick as well. If you've got a ship that can cloak, do that. Bye-bye 54, see you later. Gone. That's it. Now I can actually crack on. So, what I'm going to do is call up the reputation side of things. So I'm going to get the handy-dandy calculator ready. And then, if I click on factions, get that across there, go down to augment, and then I'm going to type in 123602223 minus. Now, I'll just leave that like that, and then what we'll do is we'll go kill one hostile, show you the loot that I've actually got, and then show you the reputation change as well. So at least then you can see that. So we're going to go after this explorer, and then we'll take it from there. So here comes the kill. Yes, this is the boy bit. The rest of it's going to be edited, don't worry. I'm not going to make you sit there and watch so much. So this is what we've actually got. We got 1500 splicers, 1200 uncommons, and 450 rares. Now, bearing in mind that the loot of these ships does vary a little bit, so we'll just use that as a rough baseline. So what I'm going to, yes, reputation next. So you can clearly see what the reputation is that we're going to be dealing with. Bear in mind, I've got no loot boosting. The only thing I've got is the favor being built up right now. So minus 12 363 727. So as you can see there, then the reputation that without Carol is 3,504. So we're going to bear that in mind for when it comes round to me using Carol. So now, first of all, I'm going to start bashing all these out. So I'll join you back shortly. Okay, so we're holding it there, and I've just literally killed, as you can see by the items number, 23 hostiles. Yes, 23 hostiles. And the total loot I've got is 74,000 in my hold. So as you can see, 10,000 rare splicers. So that's not bad. And 34,000 commons. And just under 30 uncommon. So that's what we got with the Doctor on the bridge. Now we're going to take the Doctor off and replace him with Carol Marcus. Again, I'm going to show you the single loot. I'm going to show you the reputation. And then we'll show you the number of kills, because it is a stark difference between them. So I'm going to make it a quick run home here by killing this one. So as you can see, yeah. And what I'll do is I will clear the items, so it's a simple fair test. And yep, there I go. So right, so get the ship repaired, and then we'll get the changeover done. There we go. Switch officers, group, Carol, in for the doctor, and off we go. So using the exact same below deck, clear the items off. Not bad, 690. Right, now I've got to jump out here and... oh, hang on. Let's put that back on. There we go. Spatial rip. Off we go. Right, and then again, if we remember, wait for the hostile to come. Yeah, man. Here he comes. So there's a hostile. Cloak. The problem is it's using up my cloaking things quite a lot. So yeah, using a cloak is a good idea on one hand, on the other hand it's not. So as you can see, you've got nothing in the item, so it's completely clear. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go after this particular one. So if we remember, we've got a rough idea on the general oh, get off my leg. The general loot, 1500 commons and 450 in the rares. So this is going to give you the general sense of exactly how much loot once it's done. And then, so as you can see, it's already a massive increase. We've got 600 on the commons. Uncommons have gone up. I can't remember what their number was, but they have gone up, and also the rare splicers have gone up as well. So now I forgot to do the reputation side of things, so what I'll do is we'll get that up. We can do that with the next ship. That's not a problem because it's still going to be the exact same. So remember, it's 3,500 the loot. So if we go back and get rid of that bit, in fact I've got to get rid of the whole lot, haven't I, because it's completely changed. So 12 444 319 minus. So let's go and kill another hostile. We'll take this one right here. So we'll just show you this just to prove that she doesn't increase your reputation. I know it's a bit of a boring thing, but at least you can't say we're not covering the bases here. So minus 12 447 823. Oh, boom, 3,504. So there's proof that she does not increase your reputation. It's literally, she's literally, as they usually say, it does exactly what it says on the tin. This one does exactly what it says in the description. It is splicers only. So I'm going to go off and kill as many as I can again, just to show you the difference about amount of cargo in comparison to the number of kills. So again, I'll see you soon. Okay, so the Sanctus is nearly dead again, and we've reached the end. As you can see by the items, we've only killed 16 targets this time. So losing the Doctor does mean less kills. Now, the downside to Carol as well is the fact it does not increase what you actually get from the mega chests. So less kills means less from the mega chests. Yeah, so you're not good. So that 690 we got earlier on those 23 chests, yeah, we ain't going to get that this time. We're going to get substantially less, but it's not much of an increase, because last time I did this particular run, I only killed 18 with the Doctor. Only killed 18. So the change was massive. This one, the rare splicers have only gone up by 600. But again, it's still 7 less kills. So, is she actually worth it? In all honesty, yes. Get a higher percentage of her. I mean, what is Armor Praying at the minute? 150%. The next level's 300. Yeah. She's definitely going to be worth it if you can level her up. But she is tier 1, and we do say that tier 1s usually are not very good in this game. But again, 7 less kills, 600 extra loot, and last time I'm sure I got 13,000 with her. So I must have just been hitting targets that just weren't paying out this time round, which is sod's law really, but it's the way the game goes. And might as well do it this way around so you can actually see. And no, I wasn't checking the loot. So yeah, at the end of the day, she is worth it. There's no question about it. She will increase your loot for less kills. Absolutely. So yeah. But again, it comes down to how you feel. Now, there are some people who have said, with the Reliant coming out, is it really worth investing into Carol, given the Reliant's got such a massive increase in its loot of 3,500% when it's maxed out? Yes. Oh, Carol's just got 1 extra kill. I was not expecting that 1 extra kill. So here we go. So we are 6 kills less than the Doctor, but we are 1,200 rares a lot better off. So, okay, sod's law. It actually paid off a little bit more for me. Again, less kills, more loot. So it depends which way round you want it. Do you want the mega chest? If it is, go for the Doctor, because the Doctor will give you more kills, which means more of those mega chests. Or if you want the actual splicers themselves, go for Carol, and she go, look, there you go, 510 out of that lot. She'll give you the splicers for less kills. So, but if it comes to reputation that you want, well, it doesn't matter which way round you go. But anyway, so that's Carol Marcus for you. Let me know what you think of her in the comment section down below. And do you think, is she actually worth it in this? Yeah, I think she actually is. So, but we'll wait and see as well with the Reliant as well. Don't forget, there's a chance, I'm not saying it's definite, but when the Reliant comes out, putting a loot crew on that ship with Carol means even more, especially for that low-tiered Reliant. But we'll see what it comes out of the dock with. But anyway, thank you for joining me. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also hit that bell notification so you do know when I'm releasing videos. I think this month has actually seen a massive uptake in videos I've actually done. Woohoo! About time too, really, isn't it? But anyway, thank you for joining me. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.